So lately on this channel, things have been rather negative. I haven't really been making a lot of positive videos, minus just a few recently. But overall, the overall attitude on my channel has been rather negative the last couple months, so I thought it'd be good to shake things up a little bit, get back on the positive train, and, just talk about something a little bit more positive this time. So we're actually going to be taking a look at Microsoft's new Xbox One X, which I realize I've not actually made a video on, even though, we've known about it since E3 now, so, I thought I'd take a shot at talking about that now and about why I think it's actually going to be rather successful. Pre-order numbers are looking pretty good. I don't actually have those numbers, but from Microsoft themselves, they are saying that it's, definitely surpassing expectations and that's most pre-ordered Xbox in history, so, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They're really excited about it. We take everything that the marketing execs say with a grain of salt, but all we can really gather from that information without getting physical, hard numbers of pre-orders is that at least things are looking up. I think that this console, or this mid-gen refresh, whatever you want to call it, I think it's actually going to be pretty successful, and that's because it does a lot of things right that people are looking for specifically in the Xbox brand. So we're just going to go through a couple of those things, a couple of the reasons why I think this thing is going to be successful, and then I'll, open it up to you guys down in the comments to, give your 2 cents as well. So first of all, I just want to start off by saying that the power debate has been, resolution gate and all that stuff has been a pretty serious concern amongst various console gamers throughout the last 4 years of this console generation. So this console, this mid-gen refresh, does look to kind of alleviate that. It's a much more powerful system, offering, with the goal of offering real 4K game experiences on the console. That's something that even the PS4 Pro is struggling to do, which is Sony's mid-gen refresh console that they have going on. So with the boost in power that the X has over the Pro, the goal is ideally to hit native 4K more consistently and more often than the PS4 Pro. And that's not saying every game's gonna hit 4K. We gotta temper expectations. There have been a few games that have already been confirmed to not run 4K or use checkerboard rendering or various other techniques, which is to be expected. This thing is not this thing's not running 4 Titan X's, unlike some people would have you believe. But it is definitely a much more powerful system, using with a lot more resources at its disposal, particularly GPU resources, which is going to be able to push those pixels on screen. We might not see that much FPS difference, so some games definitely, but I don't think a lot of games are really going to see better frame rates or enhanced frame rate options. But we'll definitely see higher resolutions, including much more native 4K, which is definitely good for those console gamers looking for that 4K experience. Another reason I think this is going to be successful is the hype behind it. When the Pro was announced, it gathered some hype, a lot of fanboy hype, of course, but that's just to go without saying. But it did gather some hype, but it was announced and then it kind of came out in November and was a little bit disappointing for a lot of people. So, it's been utilized a little bit better over the last few months. Games like Horizon Zero Dawn really used pretty good implementation of it, and there are definitely good examples of the PS4 Pro, rendering a game out with really successful results, even native 4K in some instances. But with the X, they've had a lot more time to market it. The hype has really grown. Some would say the hype is too big, that this thing needs to perform 4K native in all games, or else it's going to be disappointing to some people. And I don't think that. I think that it's had a pretty healthy amount of hype, and that hype is definitely going to drive sales. So I think by just the hype alone, by the marketing campaign that these guys have had over the last a little over a year now, I think that's really going to pay off for them in the end, and we're definitely going to see a big spike in Xbox sales come November when the X launches. Now, there's a few other things that I think are going to kind of factor into this console's sales as well, and that is, I talked briefly about the power and the things that this console is going to enable going forward. but it is also going to enable some game experiences that might not necessarily have been possible before. I know that they're really trying not to do the whole X exclusive type stuff, but I mean, games like Ark Survival Evolved, for example, right? It's on the Xbox One, don't get me wrong. You can still play it, you can pick up your controller and play it on the base Xbox One, but let's just be honest here, it's pretty bad. It's virtually unplayable on the base Xbox One, and it's only just a little bit better. It's barely in a playable state on the PS4 Pro. Like, that game really should be an exclusive, but they can't do that just due to their policies. So it's going to allow, you know, a much better experience of games even that aren't going to be running in 4K. So even if Ark doesn't hit 4K, you know, we know that with the patches, it is going to smoothen out, you know, presentation, smoothen out the frame rate, you know, possibly add some more graphical options and things like that to these games as well. So it is going to be great even for people who don't have a 4K TV, because it is going to enable you to play the games you already have in a better functionality, you know, with a smoother frame rate, with, you know, maybe some enhanced graphical options, which is another thing that the X is touting as well, is that it's not just a resolution bump for a lot of these enhanced games, is they're really trying to go for a full enhancement experience of increasing the textures or the lighting or just the overall graphical quality, not just resolution, which is definitely nice to see. As someone who has a pretty beefy PC, I can assure you that oftentimes resolution does make a big difference, but what really makes a huge difference is, you know, bumping up the lighting or the texture work or the shadow quality. That stuff really drives it home. So that'll be nice to see on the X as well. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I have, you know, a couple other smaller points, but those are just the main points I wanted to talk about today. I do really think that the X is a good thing for Microsoft. I mean, they haven't had the best PR over the last 4 years, so it is definitely good to see them getting this win with the Xbox One X. And a lot of people, you know, I make a lot of different kinds of content on my channel, and I talk about a lot of things, both online and on my channel here. And I do just want to firmly alleviate any doubts, because I do love Xbox. I grew up with Xbox. Halo 1 was the first video game I ever played. It just goes to show how young I am, I know. But my point is, I love Xbox. I'm a fanboy of nothing, and I'm only critical of Xbox and criticize it so harshly because I want it to be great, and I care about it so much. That's really the only reason. So I just wanted to make sure to get that off my chest. And of course, I haven't actually made a video about the X yet, so I wanted to kind of kill two birds with one stone and use some of my Halo 5 gameplay that I haven't really used lately. So killing three birds with one stone, really, making this video here. So let me know what you guys think down below, though. Do you think the Xbox One X is going to be successful, or do you think Microsoft needs to do some other things and fix some other concerns before they can really be successful with this new console? Let me know what you guys think down below. I'll probably make another video talking about some other things I think Microsoft and Sony can do going forward. You know, they do have a few more years left of this life cycle, so a few more things that they still can do to make it an even better generation. But that won't be for a while. I just have some ideas brewing around. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay classy, guys.